in Shanghai now. Just got here yesterday, and it's pretty cold. It's like 7 degrees, 8 degrees, and the pollution's really bad, so I'm wearing a mask. One thing I've noticed is pretty interesting about Shanghai is when you look on the apartments, they have these big poles hanging off their windows, and they hang their washing up on it, and it's actually illegal to do in Shenzhen, but it's okay to do it in Shanghai, because in Shenzhen they follow similar laws to Hong Kong. Another thing that's pretty interesting about Shanghai is it does have this real feeling of the old mixed in with the new. Some of the buildings look like they've been here forever, you know, just lots of really old ancient kind of little houses and stuff, and as well, obviously overlooking them are these big massive skyscrapers. I think probably a lot of these small old houses are probably going to get knocked down at some point, because that's what they do in China. They like to rebuild. Now I'm on the Bund, which is probably the most famous place in Shanghai. And on one side there's all the old concession buildings where, you know, in the past, you know, countries like Britain and France would take districts of Shanghai and, you know, create business here. And then on the other side is all the new buildings with the skyscrapers and stuff. There's lots of famous banks here too, like HSBC and some other famous Chinese banks. This is like the main place to visit in Shanghai. This is some traditional Shanghai food called tongbao. Tongbao is basically like a steamed bun with some soup and some meat inside, and it's very tasty. And then this one is a larger one, and I think this has crab in it. So basically what we do is we bite in it, suck out the soup, and then you eat the bun. And with this tongbao, obviously it's so big, you have to suck the soup out of it with a straw. This is Yuan Classical Street, and it's pretty busy. Basically it's just like a market or a shopping centre that's been done in a very classical Chinese style. And the shops are pretty normal, but it's quite beautiful. One of the famous shopping malls here in Shanghai is the New World Emporium. It basically is filled with all like the designer outlets and stuff like that, but also I think it has some very nice Western restaurants there too. I'm in Fuxing Park, which is a park built by the French, and it's a famous park here in Shanghai, and it's very interesting and looks very different to like the typical Chinese parks you get. It looks a lot more European. It's quite a nice place to go and have a little wander around in. Fuxing Park was built in 1909 and it's the only protected French park in China. So this park is unique in China. There's no other park like it here. So this is the Xintiandi area district in Shanghai, and it's filled with Western restaurants and Western bars and stuff. You can get some beers here and it's quite beautiful. Shanghai also has a good selection of museums and art galleries to go and explore. This one's called Sinan Mansions, which is like an outdoor museum, and it's basically an old upmarket estate where like foreign nationals and Chinese people would live, and it's named after a French composer. So this museum's kind of unique in the sense that it's an open air one. So you can just wander about and have a look at these kind of old European style houses, and they're all quite beautiful, and the streets are, you know, different to what you would see in China. Another interesting thing about this museum is they've also turned it into like a commercial space as well. So there's lots of restaurants here and bookshops, so you can have a look at what the buildings look like from the outside and also go inside and, you know, have a cup of coffee or, you know, eat some food. Shanghai is a world city, and it's just got everything there. You know, you can get your traditional Shanghai food there, you can get like some really nice Western food there, there's tons of restaurants to choose from, and also it has this real cosmopolitan feel to it. I'd say the atmosphere is kind of like how you might feel in New York. But the way it looks kind of feels like it's a mixture of all the big European cities kind of rolled into one, and it's really well kept, really clean, and feels a lot more like Hong Kong than the rest of mainland China. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you.